Today, I want to do something which I've never done on this platform before. I want to deconstruct a video which was done by one of my senior on this platform, Chris Kumekucha, a man who inspired me, a man who motivated me to start this channel. In that video, titled What Ails Raila Odinga, Chris Kumekucha is creating 3 impressions. And I want to deconstruct those impressions. The first impression Chris Kumekucha is creating is that Raila Odinga collapsed. And that's why he was flown out of the country. The second impression Chris Kumekucha is creating is that Raila Odinga was initially scheduled to travel to China, but he was denied the permit to fly to China. And the third impression Chris Kumekucha is creating is that Raila Odinga's trip to Dubai was actually an emergency. So I want to focus solely on those 3 impressions which Chris Kumekucha is creating. I want to do this because one thing we have to agree to is that Chris Kumekucha always has very reliable sources, and that so many Kenyans normally depend on Chris Kumekucha for verifiable and truthful analysis. But on this one, I strongly feel that Chris Kumekucha missed the point. And I want to deconstruct by trying to put things into perspectives. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Now back to the main issue. And let me put it on the record that probably I was the first person who took on the handlers of Raila Odinga because I felt they were exposing Raila Odinga by organizing those many meetings for him. I felt Raila Odinga needed to take a break. And Raila Odinga, after that, was flown out of the country. And this video today, shared by Winnie Odinga, is actually the state of Raila Odinga as at today in Dubai.
All right. Dad, everybody was talking like you're in ICU. How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling strong?
I feel very strong and rejuvenated.
Yeah.
It feels great really to be out of hospital and breathe fresh air.
Be dancing for us soon.
Yes, I think I'll be doing my usual jigs very soon.
Yeah.
But I want to thank all my friends, my supporters, all our youths who have sent me so many messages of goodwill. It has just been amazing. And it's just wonderful. It makes you recover so fast. That's why I'm up and about right now.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Dad.
Now, that's Raila Odinga. So at least you can now feel for yourself how Raila Odinga is in Dubai. But now let us go and try to dissect and deconstruct the impression which was being created in that video by Chris Kumekucha. I want to do this because even Miguna, a guy who is known to have disagreed with Raila Odinga, was also trying to create another narrative. Let me just read for you what Miguna is saying. Miguna is saying, Raila had a minor surgery in Dubai. He's quoting Uhuru. He's also quoting Ida as saying, Raila had a minor foot surgery and will not be back soon. Then Miguna is also allegedly quoting Dr. Oloch Olonya, a person he calls brain surgeon for Raila Odinga, as having no comments. I listened and I read what Mama Ida said. I also read clearly what Uhuru said. Uhuru was very clear that Raila Odinga had gone to Dubai for a minor surgery. Ida also maintained the same. But Ida tried to explain why Raila Odinga is going to stay longer. Now, I said that in Chris Kumekucha's video, he was trying to create three impressions. I want you to listen to Chris Kumekucha briefly and the three impressions he's creating. Then I deconstruct those impressions.
I am sure you must have heard the rumors that Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister, collapsed and was rushed out of the country for treatment, urgent treatment. The rumors told us that he was flown to Dubai, but that was not his final destination. The aircraft was supposed to go from Dubai to China for his treatment. Handlers of Raila Odinga went ballistic. They said these were false rumors. They even attacked directly the source, or at least some of the sources of these rumors. Oh, you people belong to the camp of the deputy president. The deputy president himself is sick. Concentrate on your man. Leave Raila Odinga alone. Raila Odinga is okay. He has gone out of the country on official duty. And we all assume that that matter has been put to rest. But voila, a few days later, family members of Raila Odinga come out and tell us that actually the former Prime Minister is admitted to a hospital in Dubai, and he went there to undergo minor surgery. What? Now, what does minor surgery mean? Because the truth is, if you're the age of Raila Odinga, no surgery is minor. And even if you're a young, very strong man or woman, there are very, very few surgical procedures that can be minor. And in any case, if a surgical procedure is minor, then why not do it in the country? Why not do it in Kenya? Now, I want us to understand that we live in a time when there's massive deception all over the place.
Now, that's Chris Kumekucha. And if you listen very keenly, I'm able to pick those three impressions. The first impression is that Raila Odinga collapsed. The second impression is that the trip to Dubai was emergency. And the last impression is that Raila Odinga's trip to China aborted in Dubai. In that video, I'm only going to focus on those three. Because I know Chris is senior, is thorough. I don't want to dispute any other information in that particular video. But I want to focus on this. Now I want to merge the Raila collapsing and the emergency trip. Let us go to Raila Odinga's Facebook page so that we can deconstruct that the trip by Raila Odinga to Dubai was not emergency. And that Raila Odinga did not collapse. Or Raila Odinga's trip to Dubai was not as a result of Raila collapsing. Let us go to Raila Odinga's Facebook page. On 14th of June, Raila is posting, I took COVID-19 test at Cambry in Magadi earlier today. I took the opportunity to appeal to all Kenyans to go for testing. A COVID certificate is becoming an important document as we continue battling the pandemic. That was on 14th of June. And then on 15th, now the next day, Raila Odinga went again to Cambry headquarters. And this is what he posted on his Facebook page. He's healthy, walking, doing his own things. Just received my COVID-19 test results, which came back negative. I commend the Kenya Medical Research Institute and Professor Matilu Mwau of Testing Center for professionalism and efficiency displayed. Once again, I appeal to Kenyans to take tests, sanitize, and observe social distancing. So that was on 14th and 15th. On 16th, on 18th, Raila Odinga did not do much on 16th and 17th. On 18th, he made a post which is irrelevant. Now, on 19th of June, because we are now from 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. That's 6 days later. Raila Odinga received a donation of foodstuffs from officials of East Africa Ramgahia Board Youth Association at their offices in Pangani. This will be distributed to less fortunate in the society who have been adversely affected as we continue with the fight against COVID. That was on 19th, 6 days later. I'm giving you that background because the main reason why these speculations began was a post which Raila Odinga did on 22nd, 8 days later. In this post, Raila Odinga was supposed to attend a press conference, a virtual meeting for the Inga Dam in DRC Congo. So I think the handlers of Raila Odinga wanted to create an impression that Raila Odinga had actually traveled to DRC, which was not the case. The DRC meeting was organized via Zoom, and Raila Odinga's message was actually recorded. Then he left. But why am I saying that Raila Odinga's trip to Dubai was not as a result of emergency? Why am I saying that Raila Odinga's trip to Dubai was not as a result of him collapsing? Simple reason, and this one any other person can understand. The reason Raila Odinga went for that COVID test was to allow him travel. So which means Raila Odinga had purposed to go to Dubai, that particular hospital, for treatment. And that's why he had the laxity to go get on 14th to go for the test, on 15th to go for the results, on 18th to go to Pangani to receive those donations. If Raila Odinga was in emergency, was sick, he would not have gone for those places. And I strongly believe, something tells me, that the main reason Raila Odinga went for this surgery, because most of you might not know, the surgery, those who've been keenly following Raila Odinga, anytime he dance, you see normally one of the legs drags. So I'm told he had some injury somewhere. I don't know whether it's an injury or to call it what. And that's what these guys were going to fix. It's minor. A minor surgery is like you going for a circumcision. Or like me when I went, I had some growth here. It was removed the same day. Then I flew back to Mombasa because I was in Mombasa, came to Nairobi. It was removed in Nairobi. Then the next day, I didn't even spend in the hospital. I just sat there. Within 2-3 hours, they were done. Went to the house. The next day, I flew back to Mombasa. So that's exactly what's happening here. So there was nothing like emergency in this trip. Raila Odinga planned this emergency. And I strongly believe that Raila Odinga decided to use this COVID duration, the lockdown now, because people had made noise that he was still meeting people. He wanted to use that to fix the injury. And secondly, Raila Odinga, in my view, might also be planning to make another Baba while you are away welcome kind of thing. So that when he comes back, he will be received and then the momentum will be picked from that. Something tells me like that. So I've reconstructed the notion that Raila Odinga collapsed. He did not collapse. Because even Dennis Itumbi, who shared this, indicated clearly that Raila Odinga went to the airport in a small car to camouflage. So a small car and someone who collapsed, someone in the name of Raila Odinga, if he collapsed today, an ambulance would rush him. In fact, he would have been rushed to the next available hospital, let's say even Aga Khan or Nairobi Hospital. But in this case, because he didn't collapse, he had planned and he was hiding to go there, so he went personally to the airport. The second thing I want to reconstruct is about the trip to China. If Raila Odinga had purposed to go for treatment in China, I want to assure you, he would have gone to China. I doubt if that was the intention. I'm saying this because Raila Odinga went to Dubai using a jet, not just an ordinary jet. And because he used a jet, for him to have left Nairobi, it means those guys ought to have received clearance all the way to China. It's that simple. So there was no way the plane would leave here, then get stranded in Dubai. And then if Chinese denied him entry, at what point did the Dubai team, did the Dubai, for example, now allowed him into that country to seek medical treatment? And how did they identify the hospital? Well, right inside Dubai. For sure, Raila Odinga for sure, Raila Odinga is just a human being. He gets sick, like myself. Today I have homa, by the way. And personally, the only disease I fear most is homa. Ilinianza jana. So that's one of the diseases huwa inaniweka chini. Thank God hajaniweka chini. And especially when we are having this pandemic, you must be very careful. But ni tu ile homa. So Raila Odinga is a human being. He can become sick. He can collapse. He can be flown to any other country, but not on this particular incident. In this particular incident, Raila Odinga had planned to go for medication and to rest. And I want to believe the family on this matter. And I want to believe Raila Odinga's doctor. And Raila Odinga's doctor might not give us the details because of client-doctor confidentiality. I don't know what you think. Let me know your thinking. Do you think Raila Odinga collapsed? And that's why he was flown. Do you think Raila Odinga's surgery was a major one? Because we've just seen him now. Do you think Raila Odinga was initially supposed to travel to China and his flight was stopped from Dubai? Let me know your thoughts on that. And if you are watching this video for the first time, just simple thing. Hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you get notified. Also, always continue checking vuguvugu.com. vuguvugu.com for latest news. Thank you guys. And I have series of videos to make. Probably you can advise me on which one to begin with. I wanted to do 2 today, but I'm not very sure because I'm not well today so much. So there is Musalia Mudavadi meeting with the Central Kenya leaders. Is Mudavadi being groomed by Central Kenya? Number 2, President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Director General of Nairobi Metropolitan Services yesterday toured Nairobi County. The governor was not there. What's happening? And number 3, today, President Uhuru Kenyatta is meeting with Francis Atwoli, Eugene Wamalwa, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, and some other leaders from that region. What is the president up to? Let me know the video you'd want me to dissect first. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.